let's look at what's happening on the floor of the NGX, that's Nigerian stock market, and we're joined by Abdulrasheed Momo, equity trader, TLW stockbrokers. Good afternoon, Abdulrasheed. It's good to have you on the show. Good
afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well. Abdulrasheed, I know you are not a big believer of the rally we saw in the market in the month of July. We saw some parts in the month of August. But looking at the current market situation, would you say we are out of the woods yet, or are we too quick?
Well, I would say I'm not hearing you too well. I think you are asking about the market, what market is doing now. What I can say, the market, most of the indexes are on green now. The market is up by about 269.73. That's 0.19%. What we are enjoying so far is the market has been on a downtrend for over a week plus, and we are beginning to see a form of recovery. The recovery we are seeing now, I call it more of a correction. The market is in a corrective stage, so it's not. We don't expect to see many of those profits we were seeing last month. Corrective stage in the sense that, in terms of technicals, we're looking about 140,000 points. That is one key area we are watching in TLW. Let's say about 140,400, because that was the last support level when the market was dropping. We thought the market was going to hold in that period, but the bears were strong and they broke that level. Now we are approaching that same level again, and we need to be cautious to know whether this recovery would now become another bull rally. But as it is, so far so good, the market seems to be doing well.
Fantastic. We'll keep an eye, and hopefully the market, as you say, stays strong. But let's look now. Consumer goods sector, PZ, is taking a shine. Yesterday, they released their full-year earnings report for 2025, and we saw that 10 billion naira profit after tax. And that's, from 90 billion they lost in the previous year. What would you say is driving this flip to profitability for PZ?
Well, okay, as I said, I'm not, but I know in terms of PZ, most of the conglomerates, even most of the manufacturing companies, we had issues with FX last year. Most of them seems to be now back into profitability. We saw stocks like even Nigerian breweries. They came from a huge loss to massive profit this year. Same as you said on PZ, we're seeing about 90 billion loss in 2024 to about 10 billion in 2025, which we saw from both its consumer goods and durable divisions, you understand, under this stuff economy. But one thing, and with its current, what we are seeing now, we are seeing at least an earnings of about 2 naira 32 kobo versus last year's loss about 20.83. But one thing you need to know about PZ is that we still need to be cautious. The company still has a negative equity and remains heavily leveraged, meaning its balance sheet is still not out of the woods. But from what we are seeing, I think in the long term, we'll start seeing more positive earnings as we go by. And for me, what I'll say for anybody in PZ, we are beginning to see some profit taken as we speak, but I think in the long term, it is stock to hold, because there's one thing about when stocks like this go from positive to negative, we always expect a good rebound at the end of the day. And I still see, from a technical point of view, I see PZ eating about 50 to about 60 naira in the long term. Because if you compare alongside with Cadbury shares and the rest, all those stocks have almost recovered what they lost in 2013 and 2014. So PZ, with what we are saying, it's a long-term stock to hold. As we say, we have different types of investors. The one that bought around 32 naira, got about 31 naira last week, and by now people sold about 35. So there's already a spread. But for long-term players, it's a win-win.
Definitely a stock to look out for. But what's your projection for the markets in the near term? Like, do we see, first of all, what will we close with today, positive or negative, and how do you see the market performing in the short term? The year is fast approaching its end.
The market is still interesting. Well, as I said, your audio is not too clear, but from what I'm seeing now, I'm waiting for 140,000 points to be broken. If market breaks that level, then we are in for another bull rally. And mind you, if you know how market has been moving all this while, I did say one thing. The market moved so fast. So the speed at which the market went up, we expect that same momentum to the downside. But recovery is key. If we can break this level at 140 plus, then we might be going back to about 146. Again,
Okay.
Earnings is key. Earnings is key.
Okay.
We need to get those earnings from the banks and see how it's going to help out with the current bull rally, because this rally seems to be weak. It's not really as explosive as we used to see in the period of July.
Definitely. We'll look out for those earnings and see how they really impact the market. Thank you so much, Abdulrasheed Momo, equity trader, TRW stockbroker, for sharing your insights today.
Thank you very much.